Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review of VH1's Family Reunion, Love and Hip Hop Edition, Season 2, Episode 8, called Blood is Thicker Than Mud. In this case, I don't know if that's true. But we gonna just jump right into kind of where we left off last week, a little bit, I don't know. Pretty much Erica, Rich, Yo-Yo, and Cisco are sitting in Peter's room with Peter, still discussing about the events that happened at Jonathan's event. Peter's explaining his situation with the Halloween thing, pretty much letting us know, his son, I think the son's 4, ain't gonna be deciding what he gonna be wearing. But at the same time, he kind of was deciding what he gonna be wearing because you probably done asked him, okay, what outfit do you want to wear for Halloween? And he pointed and picked the ladybug costume. And you said, no, that's a girl's costume. So pick something else. So technically, he is making some decisions, Peter and Tara. But because his decisions was incorrect in your mindset, so you said no. But I bet you if he picked like Batman or Spider-Man, oh yeah, he gonna make his own decisions, right? You saying one thing but saying the other at the same time. But whatever. We discussed that last week. I'm not going to stay too much on it. So he explained his reasoning once again. And Rich is pretty much saying that Amina saying what she done said could ruin Peter's career. And I'm just like, no. If anything, Peter could ruin Peter's career. Because at this point, you know how many people probably say something about all these celebs that probably say stuff about Peter right now. But I guess it probably holds more value because it's coming from Amina as opposed to some random Joe Schmo on the internet. Listen, he didn't deny that technically he said no to the ladybug costume. So did Amina really say anything that isn't true? But because she brought it to the light that it could ruin Peter's career, Peter gonna ruin his own career. Okay. You could blame it on Amina all you want, but if that's what happened and she's just bringing it to light, then Amina is not the one to blame here, in my personal opinion. But whatever, we move on. Rich then goes to check up on Amina, and Amina feel like everyone's against her. That's why she done left and stuff. And listen, girl, the way you was reacting, yeah, you take some time to yourself. Okay? Even though I understand where you come from, Amina, but at the same time, your outbursts, yelling, crying, screamingness was a little too much for me last week. And she's going to be doing it again this week. But she explains her reasoning too. She explains her side. And Rich said it wasn't the right time. Amina says it's because, okay, we were talking about it. That's a topic, obviously, for Jonathan's event. So that's why she felt the passion to say that. Rich is saying that's not the right time, though. Of course, Rich is going to ride for Peter. So thank you, Rich, but you really didn't do no helping in this point and moment. So we're going to move on to Bobby and his event. So he does a drag night for his event. And because everything done went left at Jonathan's event earlier that day, so Jonathan's going to be the co-host. So, Jonathan joyfully accepts the invitation to be the co-host. And Cisco is talking to Rich and tells Rich that, him and Sin had a conversation and I guess they squashed all their beef. So everything goes well. So Bobby does a speech about him, Zell, and Jonathan, brings them both up on stage and pretty much explaining like, listen, no matter what trials and tribulations we go through, we still going to be friends and still going to be, we're our own individual person, but at the same time, we come together. He said something to that effect. He didn't say that word for it. I'm just paraphrasing. But the drag show commences. It goes well. I think, was it Rich or Peter who said something like, that's not really their scene, but once you take away something, once you take away, I guess, the insecurity of it all. He didn't say that, but that's what I could come up with in my brain that makes the most sense of what he was trying to say. Once you take away the insecurity of it all, then and you just be in the moment, it was actually a pretty good time and a pretty good show. So I'm like, okay, thank you, Rich or Peter, one of Creep Squad. I know it wasn't Cisco's ass because Cisco won't come with some stupid shit later. But thank you, Creep Squad. 2/3 of Creep Squad that I'm pretty sure done said what they done said. So the show ends, and Peter sits down with Jonathan and apologizes to Jonathan for ruining his event. And I think Jonathan accepts the apology. He doesn't take no offense to it. And Bobby performs his new song called Judgment Day. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was cute. I actually liked it. Like, if I didn't know, if I took away the extraness and dramaticness of who Bobby is and just listen to the song on Amazon Music or something, I would probably download it because I thought it was a pretty cute and decent song. So we move on to Safari sitting next to Erica in her tight ass green dress, green latex tight ass dress. So he tries to talk to Erica, I guess trying to have some words to discuss stuff. She ain't trying to hear it. She turns her back to him. He's just like, listen, I would never turn my back to you. Why you turning your back to me? Talk to me. And she's like, no, you've done more than that to me. So I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go. Listen, Erica Safari, I talked about y'all on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'm talking about y'all in this VH1 Family Reunion Love and Hip Hop edition. I'm not going to talk too much about them because there's nothing much more to talk about. I already said what I had to say. I still feel the same way. So it is what it is at this point. Y'all trying to do this for the drama, but I'm not trying to give you more attention than I want to. And at this point, I don't want to talk about them more than needs to be said of what done happened. Anywho, so she ain't trying to hear what he trying to say. She gets up, walk away. He gets up, try to walk away, but Shekinah done stopped him. Like, what's going on? Stop. Try to talk to me. Let me know what to tell her, cause she come into my room crying every night. So I don't remember what he said, but pretty much kind of was like, so you want your marriage back? You want to work it out? So then he was like, yeah, because he said he don't know what to do, and then you hear his voice like he's about to cry again. I just don't know what to do. And I'm just like, Safari, listen, bro. Give it time. Anywho, so he tried to walk away again. Then here come Cisco's stupid ass. Shekinah just like, oh, ain't no need for you to be talking to him after I already done talking to him. So then Cisco's like, man, I don't give a fuck about that. I got my own shit to... So now everybody looking over like, oh shit, Cisco about to go talk. Oh shit, Cisco about to go talk to Safari. What he about to say? Cisco tells Safari, listen, I know you going through your own little thing right now. I'm not asking for us to discuss and talk right now. But if you can, we can meet up the next day, maybe like 1 o'clock to, just discuss what we got going on between us. So in my head, I'm like, okay, you actually trying to be an adult about this. I'm like, okay, I'm on pins and needles. Safari says, okay, cool. They dap. Not that they didn't dap, but they pounded, and Safari walked away. So I'm like, okay, cool. Rich, he gonna try to make fun of Cisco. He's like, oh, what was that all about? So Cisco was like, man, I'm trying to come, on some grown man shit. He didn't say that, but that's what I'm just gonna throw out over what he was trying to say. I don't know. But anyway, so that was that. But the night's still not over. I'm just like, how long is this damn night? So Jonathan and Amina are talking, and they go up to Peter, and then Jonathan walks away. So I guess Amina wanted to talk to Peter about what done happened earlier that day, about the whole of what she done said about Peter not wanting his son to wear a ladybug costume for Halloween. So I can't tell you what they say word for word because it just turned into chaos. They go back and forth. Tara gets involved. She comes in to defend Peter, of course. So then now Tara and Mina are going back and forth. Now they get to the yelling, screaming match. And, Amina gets into her high-pitched yelling, screaming voice again. And even though I'm pretty sure she's being serious, but I just die laughing. Before it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, she makes the comment. No, because Tara was just like, it's my son. It's what goes on with my son is my son. Peter's just like, listen, this is me and Tara's son. So it has nothing to do with you, Amina. So see your way out. A-B conversation, see your way out. So here goes Amina Just like, let me tell you what she said word for word. I wrote it down actually. Surprising, right? I know. But anyway, she was just like, I'm so glad that I don't have a son with Peter because then it will be a nightmare. While Erica's trying to hold her back, and I'm just like, Amina, while I do understand what you're trying to say, but girl, you are dramatic. Dramatic. Take it down a notch, Amina. I understand your percent, because she was like, I always have to be quiet. Peter was always the type of person who could make me shut up when he wanted me to shut up. But no, I'm not doing that no more. I'm going to say what I want to say. And girl, I understand because I'm the same. I understand being the youngest kid and the only girl, being the youngest of four and being the only girl and having three older brothers. There was not much I could say. There was not much. People didn't listen to me when I thought. I understand. I mean, but this is explosive. It's a little bit explosive. But goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. Sin tells Peter, she sat next to him, and she's just like, you do realize there are male ladybugs, right? Peter, once again, sticks to what he done said and saying it's a girl costume and his 4-year-old son, he can't make those decisions. I already said what I said about 10 minutes ago. Okay. He can choose if he wants to be Batman or Spider-Man, but I guess if it's a female-looking costume, he can't choose that. Okay. Make it make sense, Peter. But anywho, Tara realizes like this, listen, we're not going to be going back 30 feet to where we used to be. Now, we grown women, we move forward from that, we're family. So she tries to make peace with Amina. And I think Amina, still kind of out of whack, saying what she's saying and whatnot. So Tara gives her a hug. And I guess they make peace. I guess they're cool again. And we see, like I said, Erica's nipples popping out of her tight-ass green latex dress. Moving on to Marcus and Brooke. Oh, they call Brooke's mom, I believe, to see their daughter, Summer. I think that's the daughter's name. Look like a perfect mix between Marcus and Brooke. That's cute and whatnot. Booby and Sin, they talking on the beach, and Sin talking about she's scared of relationships. Booby said he ain't. They done hugging and kissing each other's cheek and necks, and not Bobby, but Booby is kissing up on Sin's neck and stuff. Still got his socks on, so his white ass tube socks, getting dirty in the sand and stuff on the beach. At this point, I'm like, Booby, you could have just took the socks off. Like, if Peter could show his toes, as Brooke was saying at the pool party, you could have took your socks off, bro. You could have took your socks off. But anyway, that don't even matter. We move on to Cisco and Safari. Roll of the eyes. They meet up by themselves, of course, and Cisco telling Safari off the jump that he had one issue with Safari, but now he got two. The first issue is he don't understand what happened that other night. And two, Safari done told Peter that Cisco is whack. So Safari tells us in a confessional that he thought Cisco was coming on some trying to make peace shit, trying to squash the beef shit. But now he on some bad energy shit right now. So Safari is annoyed. He's just over it already. Takes off his sunglasses again because that's what he did at the other night that Cisco was talking about. He's like, bro, I'm about to slap the shit out you right now. So then I think Safari was right that Cisco lunged at him first. So it doesn't matter who lunged at who. I guess it does, but it don't. And I guess there was about to, go scrap for scrap, but of course security is there. So they pulled them apart. Chicano watching from her balcony, just shaking her head like, look at these dumb MFers. She calls Cisco Mr. Clean. She calls Safari Sticks. We got Mr. Clean and Sticks going at it. So then Safari trying to walk away, obviously, because security not going to let them fight. Cisco is trying to instigate the shit. Saying, he could hurt him. And what? He said, please come back and get served. So then that's when Safari turns around and tries to run back up to Cisco. But, of course, security's there to hold him away. Cisco pissed off, so he really trying to fight with Safari, but Safari's like, man, I don't got time for this shit. He walks away. Okay, goes to commercial for dramatic effect. I don't know if it goes to commercial or if it just goes to the next scene, but I'm gonna say it goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect, and Shakana done call Peter, the guy she used to call Freddy Krueger, calls Peter and tells him what done happened. So Peter goes to talk to Safari. As Cisco is walking somewhere, I don't know, Stevie come to see what's going on. So both Safari and Cisco explains both of their sides of the story. Stevie done told Cisco, listen, Safari got a lot going on right now with all his shit. And Cisco's just like, well, I got shit going on too. He's getting a divorce. I am divorced. I haven't seen my kids in 6 months. And Stevie's still on thing like, y'all need to talk because he's going through something too, and you going through something, so you guys need to talk and hash it out. Now, on Safari's side and Peter done tell Safari, like, listen, Cisco got a lot going on. Same thing that Stevie J done said, but Safari's just like, listen, you gotta check your bro out. Like, I don't know. Peter said they need to have a conversation. Safari's just like, listen, we're gonna have a conversation. You and Rich need to be there, because I'm not doing this one-on-one shit no more. Now, my thoughts on this whole situation, like I said last week and the weeks prior, Cisco's on some stupid shit. He just trying to get his 15 minutes of fame. You know, he gotta make it be known that he there at the reunion. I understand that Cisco may have stuff going on in his personal life. That doesn't give him the right to act stupid. Don't give no right. I understand probably alcohol is involved and stuff, but Cisco, come on, you're a grown-ass man. Worried about something that happened a year ago that you should have addressed a year ago. I'm not gonna keep saying this, Cisco. Listen, it don't matter. Safari, you got a lot of shit going on too. Now, Safari, I don't even blame Safari in this moment, and that's my personal opinion because I feel like Safari is over that shit. How Cisco came to him without like, what's going on? I'm coming to check you about what's going on. How Cisco said it and addressed Safari like the day after the damn event, not a whole damn year later. I feel like Safari would have been cool, whatever the case may be. But at this point, Cisco, let it go. Safari, stop trying to fight it just because you got bigger issues going on with Erica's ass. Moving on, we get to Stevie J. He done host a pool party. And Peter and Amina, they talk, and I guess they're cool again. Peter said they're a family. Amina said she had too many mimosas. And I'm just like, oh, okay. But, you know, they do say alcohol is the truth serum, Amina. So you wouldn't have said that, I don't think, if it wasn't harboring in your heart. But they go again, whatever. We move on to Safari, Cisco, Rich, Peter, Stevie J, and Marcus by the pool table, ping pong table, some game activity table thing. Long story short, they squash the beef. Safari apologizes. Cisco doesn't apologize, but they dap, they hug, they have a whole big bro hug with all the guys. And see, Safari lets us know that he thought, you know, when you squash a beef, both sides are supposed to apologize. But it is what it is because he has bigger fish to fry with his lovely wife, Erica Mena. Excuse me. But anywho, Brooke made the mention of that Peter, something about Peter and his toes. Okay, whatever. Paris don't walk through the door. Not really through the door, into the pool party. So everyone's excited to see her, and Rich Tom smiling and stuff, saying he don't know who that is. Peter, you probably do know who that is, but whatever, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt since you're not part of Hollywood and you don't know who that is. But I'm pretty sure he was just joking. But I just laughed, so that's why I put it in my comments, in my notes. Paris lets us know that she's there for Zell's event because that night is going to be Zell's event, his fashion show. And Brooke invited her. So I was like, you know, because I was feeling like when I seen it for the previews last week, I'm like, what's she doing here? She was already for the family reunion of last season. What's she doing on this one? But, you know, everybody was excited to see her. So that did make me happy that people were excited to see her. She said hi to every Annie and everybody, very nice and sweet and all that stuff. So we got people hanging out. Stevie J gets the mic and the music going for people to freestyle and whatnot. Peter jumping in the pool. Erica's nipples are showing again. I'm just like, girl, Erica, like you purposely wearing these short ass, small ass bikini outfits, and not even bikini outfits, just all her outfits. Like you want us to see your boobs, and it's like I don't know. To me, it's not appetizing. I'm just like it doesn't even. It's just too much, you know. The same way I feel about Kimbella's hard ass. She was shaking her ass or trying to shake her hard ass. And I'm just like, it's not giving what's supposed to give. Just like, I feel like Erica's boobs is not giving what it's supposed to give. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure plenty of men still love Kimbella's ass. Plenty of men and women still love Erica's boobs. It's just not for me. So that's just IMO. Okay? But Safari raps, Erica rolls her eyes. Bobby freestyles, and then Erica says something on the mic. Then Peter gets on the mic because she's like just trying to bash Safari on the mic. So Peter just creates this what they call it, chorus or whatever. But y'all still married. Y'all still married. So everybody's singing with him. Y'all still married. Y'all still married. I'm like, that is true. That is very true. That's a great rebuttal, Peter. Great rebuttal. So Erica lets us know in the confessional, like, listen, they saying all that stuff. She was drunk, so she don't know what she was saying. And she's still very hurt. She looked like she was about to cry in the confessional. I'm like, girl, your tears do nothing for me. At this point in time, does nothing. So she done told Safari, listen, because Safari was happy like that there was rebuttal. He was in it, whatever. And he just, no, not him, but so because I get their names mixed up. Erica says on the mic, Safari, you just lost your family. Drops the mic and walks away. I'm like, girl, bye. Are y'all divorced at this point in time in 2022? No, bye. So that's where the episode done ended. Next week, the girls are doing some activity where they talking in the camera, something about they're clarifying rumors. Brooke done said, y'all thought my man cheated on me multiple times and it was only one. Hey. That's still bad. That's still a issue. You forgave him everything. I'll pass it. That's okay. But to me, when I heard that, I'm like, is that something to celebrate though? Because he cheated on you multiple times, and people say he cheated on you multiple times, and it was only one. That's something to celebrate. And then when Erica was saying something about people think my man buys me flowers, but he just buys flowers for another bitch. Hey. So I don't know what the activity was, but I'm just like, okay, this seems like I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait till next week to see what's going on with that. But other than that, next week we got the fashion show going on for Zell's event, and he calls it like a Met Gala, and people were dressed nice and whatnot. And then we're going to have some issues with Cisco and Peter because in that Met Gala event, from what it showed in the previews, Cisco was holding Amina's dress. Peter didn't like that. He felt some type of way about that. His ex-wife, his baby mama, Amina, she's off limits to Cisco. So then I don't know if Cisco was still there when Stevie J done told Peter that Shekinah she let Stevie J know that Peter and Amina done fucked, which I'm not surprised if they did. So of course that gets Peter hot. He's just like, what he said? He said, I ain't gonna be good for old dude. They're going to have some riffraff. And lastly, what I wrote down for what could possibly happen next week. is Safari don't let it. Victoria can't talk. She just can't talk for shit. Safari lets it be known that he ain't signing no divorce papers from Erica Mena. And Erica gonna look like she's upset, crying and shit on Brooke's shoulder and shit. By the end of the day, and Erica, did you sign papers? Are y'all divorced yet? No. But now she gonna say because Safari don't want to let her go. But listen, there was plenty of times I'm sure he was down to sign the papers, but yet no papers were signed. So at this point, IDGAF. And that is it for this week's episode. I will see you next week for episode 9. I feel like it's just going to be an Erica and Safari fest again, unfortunately. But thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.